Mavericks and the Sabers. We apologize for the late entry as we just rolled into town at the drop of the puck. Sabers are trailing the Mavericks 1-0 as the score comes from number 2, David Barkley, to get the Mavericks on the board. Shot coming from the point. Zeitz got into the corner, turned away by the Mavericks goalie as they try to send it out to the point. Held in by, Zeitz loses the puck and he's going to go back into his own zone. Picked up behind Luckenbill, who is starting for the Sabres in net. Mavericks not able to get it out. As Patton has the puck, he sends that one off up to Wall. And we get an icing call coming up on the Sabres with 14:48 remaining in the first period. Good evening to everybody checking into the broadcast and watching your Legacy Sabres take on the Dickinson Mavericks. Face-off won by the Sabres as Barrasso chips that one around the defenseman. Picked up by coming in now is Dressler. Gets a shot on net and Luckenbill gets the glove save. Barkley getting the only goal so far for the Mavericks as the faceoff takes place to the right side of Luckenbill. Turning back in the lineup tonight as he's been out last few weeks with a concussion. Good to see him in the lineup as that one comes up, hits Luckenbill, and it's picked up by Barrasso. Now turning, trying to get that one out, held in on the far side by Spillman as he battles against Wetzel. Held in by the Mavericks. They send that one to the far side as Rittenbach out of his reach. And the Mavericks are going to have to regroup as Crossley picks it up in his own zone. Backhands it off the boards up to Spillman as Peterson gets a hold of that one, sends that off the stick of Crossley, and the Mavericks coming out with it. Patton. He's able to hit Wall at the red line. He gets it deep into the Mavericks zone as it's picked up behind the Mavericks goalie by Shockey. Logan Parker gets that one out up to Bolts. Colin Bolts on the play. As Zeitz sends that's behind Luckenbill. Patton reverses the angle up to the near side as Peterson picks it up off the boards. Picked up by the Mavericks, number 13, Shockey. Backhands it to Logan Parker. High off the glass. Zeitz tries to get it out, but it's held in by Shockey. Shot coming. That one makes its way to the end boards all the way over for Parker. He sends that one out to the point for Crossley. And that goes down below the goal line as Patton tries to clear that one. That's going to go off the stick. And that's going to send Shook out to get it as Wetzel has it at the blue line. Barrasso sends Atkinson down to the ice as that one's touched by Stefan on net. And that one is turned aside by number 35, Aiden Faulkner from the Mavericks. Near side picked up by Shockey. Headman pass up to number 25. That is Arts. Saved by Luckenbill as the shot comes from the high slot area by Dressler. 11:30 remaining in the first period. 1-0 Sabers trailing as a faceoff is taking place to the left side of Luckenbill, who doesn't have his helmet on, but the ref's going to drop the puck. The referee didn't even look at Luckenbill. He doesn't have his glove on. Brasso at the near boards, taken away by the Mavericks as Olheiser comes in to help out. Pushed forward into the far corner to be picked up by Wall. Wall tries to get a centering pass, gets it out to Peterson. Peterson gets it around Shock. Wall reverse checked. By Dressler as the Sabres having a tough time getting it into the zone unless it's an icing call with 10:40 coming up. Mavericks on top of the Sabres, 1-0. Tonight's varsity game is going to be broadcast by the PSP network, so make sure you guys click over to that as soon as this broadcast is over. This game will be coming, that game will be starting at 8:15. 2 shots on net. Luckenbill turns those aside as Stefan tries to get it out, held in by Shockey. As the Sabres having a tough time getting it out. Spillman gets a shot on net. And Luckenbill lets it hit the chest pad and into his glove for a stoppage in play. Face off to the right side of Luckenbill as Barkley steps in to take the draw against Wetzel. Wetzel wins the face-off. Patton rims it around over to the near side. Stefan's there, but he's going to get knocked away by Bolts. Out to the point on the defense. Shockey gets a shot that hits a couple sticks in front as Barkley picks it up. Centering pass. Tries to get that to Spillman. As I didn't see the call. Mavericks getting a line change as the Sabres stay with their front 5. Got to make my disclaimer to the algorithm on YouTube that I do not own the rights nor have permission or control of the music being played over the sound system. This is game 1 of 3 this week for the Sabres. Sabres will be on the road once again Thursday for a contest against the Minot United. Olheiser steps in, takes the draw, saved by Luckenbill, as that one came right off the stick of Parker, as he got a nice shot there right off the face-off. Parker gets it out to the defense. Held in by Parker. Logan Parker with the puck. Shot on net, right through the legs of Luckenbill. He didn't see that come from the point. And it's going to be a 2-0 game with 9:36 remaining in the first period. Logan Parker with the goal for the Mavericks. We'll see who the assist is going to go to on that. Turning with the puck, near side over to Brasso. I think they said number 41, Kenan Dressler, with the assist. Touch by Barrasso. Touch pass up to Peterson. He has the puck, cross ice pass over to Turning. To the near side as the Mavericks send that into the Sabres zone. Peterson picks it up on his own net. Tries to send it over to Turning. Poke checked away by Peterson. That one's sent to the side by Olheiser. As Arndt gets that below the goal line. Turning helping out down below us. Sends it out to the point. Mavericks with it on the left side. Get a shot on net. Pad saved by Luckenbill. As Olheiser takes and sends that down the length of the ice for an icing call. Olheiser had time and space there to skate with it. Turned around and fired it down. Got an icing. 8:35 remaining as the Sabres are in the hole by 2 goals. Wetzel taking the draw against Barkley. Off the wall by Patton. Try to be held in by Rittenbach. Patton and Rittenbach battling along the far boards. Taken away by the Mavericks. Poke checked away by Stefan and a glove save by Luckenbill. Good evening to everybody watching Sabres hockey as the Sabres are in a 2-goal deficit as it comes out to the point for a shot that goes off the stick of Stefan and into the corner. Stefan trying to beat Shockey, and they're going to get caught off sides as Wetzel steps in a little bit before Rittenbach could get across with the puck. Face-off outside the Mavericks zone. Won by the Mavericks. Try to be pushed forward as Wetzel picks up the puck. He pushes that one back, and we're getting offsides as Wetzel and Stefan. Miscommunication at the blue line. What's the general rule when we're along the blue line? If you're 5 feet either side, get that thing deep. Not quite sure why it's whiting out on us. I'd apologize for the bad visual. Puck sent deep into the zone by Spillman, picked up by Patton. He reverses it over to Rittenbach. Out of his reach, held in at the blue line by Crosley. Patton sends it back again over to Rittenbach. Still out of his reach. Crosley holds it in at the half wall. That one squirts through traffic. Out to the point. Shot coming by Schock, and that one hits a stick and goes into the corner. Patton with the puck. Gets it up to Stefan. Stefan gets it up to Rittenbach, who touch passes that one deep into the Maverick zone. Held in by Olheiser. Out of his reach. Sabres are going to have to regroup. Coming in off the bench is Peterson. Down below the goal line, centering pass picked up by the Mavericks into the skates of Wall. And they try to kick that forward to his stick to no avail. Mavericks coming out of it. They're going to send it down into the Sabre zone to be picked up by Brasso. Gets it over to Turning on the far side. Three-on-three battle in the corner. Won by Turning as he backhands it over here to the near side for Peterson to pick up. He has plenty of room. 6:25 remaining in the first period as the referee is going to call a hand pass on Shockey. That wasn't a hand pass. He just knocked that one down out of the air. And the face-off's going to take place down in the Maverick zone. Olheiser with the draw. He's going to be facing Logan Parker. That was won by the Sabres. Wall tries to push that one forward. Brasso not able to hold that one in. Peterson back checked by Parker. Knocked off the puck. That one wide of the net. Turning on the far side. He gets a shot on net. Coming in is Peterson. He tries to go long side on that one. Far side, I should say. And that was a toe save by Faulkner. Mavericks are getting across the blue line. Hughes with the puck, backhands it. Centering pass down below to Hughes as he mishandles it. Out to the point that hits Parker in the back of the legs. Shot coming. Picked up by Peterson. Peterson and Wetzel. As the net comes off the moorings, Luckenbill was fixing the net, and the referee called the play dead as it was coming into the neutral zone. I think they should have let that play out. Olheiser taking the draw, wins it back to Patton on the right side. He gets a shot down low as the goalie from Mandan, or excuse me, Dickinson, I don't know why I said Mandan, lost his edge, fell back into the net. Olheiser steps in to help out, taken away by the Mavericks, high off the boards, and we're going to get an icing call coming up with 5:08 remaining in the first period. Good evening to everybody watching Legacy Hockey. I'm your host, Tim Zander, thanking you for supporting your team as they have the first of 3 games this week. The second game will come up on Thursday against the Minot United, and Friday against the Jamestown Blue Jays. Battle for the puck. Olheiser had to work his man off. He was going against Romero, and he actually got a shot on net, and Luckenbill was able to turn that one away behind the net. Peterson sends that one off the boards, and we're going to get an icing coming up on the Sabers. Sabers not firing on all cylinders here in the first period. We have 4.5 minutes remaining. They're finding themselves in a 2-goal deficit as Wetzel steps in to take the draw against Barkley. Peterson picks up the puck, tries to push that forward past Shockey, and offside on the Mavericks. As a reminder, the varsity game will be broadcast by PSP Network at 8:15. Make sure you guys click on over that and watch the broadcast that they provide. Those guys do a nice job. Peterson wins the faceoff, tripped up. We're going to get a penalty coming up on number 13, Leighton Shockey. It's going to be the first power play of the game for the Sabres. As Shockey goes to the box for 2. Face-off taking place on the left side of Faulkner as Wetzel steps in. He's going to take the draw against Parker, and the Sabres win it. Peterson with the puck. He's going to get a shot. That one's going to go all the way to the end boards. Turning with the puck, out to the point for Peterson, down low. That one misses the stick. A turning goes behind the net of Faulkner. Try to be pushed forward by Zietz, comes up with it. He's going to be battling as the Mavericks able to get that one. It rolls off, and it's taken away by Patton. Good defensive play by Patton as Spillman was trying to get that one around him. He had a clear lane as it's picked up by Turning behind the net. Out to the left side, down low to Turning. Wetzel's in front, shot! And that one goes wide of the net. Held in by Patton at the blue line. Picked up by Wetzel. That's a glove save, and they're going to call a quick whistle. Quick whistle as the Mavericks were getting bombarded a little bit there in the last 30 seconds of the power play. We got 1:07 remaining on the penalty to Shockey as the faceoff's taking place to Faulkner's left side. One out to the point by Patton. He sends that down below the goal line to be picked up by Turning. Just out of his reach. He toe picked it the net comes off once again. Referee's putting down some extra water to maybe freeze that in place as we have 3:14 remaining in the first period. Sabers trailing 2-1 as they hope to net the first goal in this power play. We have 57 seconds remaining. Wetzel's out there along with Zietz, Patton, Olheiser, and Peterson. Mavericks send that the length of the ice. Luckenbill plays it. Picked by Olheiser, picked away by Barkley. Off the skates of Barkley as Wetzel's coming in. He's hooked. Backhanded by, picked up by Olheiser. Coming down the left side. Olheiser trying to get around the defenseman. Cutting in, shot, and the net comes off. Then Moorings again. At what point does this become a delay game for the goalie kicking the net off, this Moorings? 2:42 remaining in the first with 25 seconds on the power play for the Sabres. Face off to the right side of Faulkner. Face off won by the Sabres. Out to the point for Patton. At the half walls to Zietz. Off of his stick. Backhands it to Patton. That gets down below the goal line. Picked up by Olheiser. Pushes that one forward to be picked up at the blue line. Patton down the half wall to Zietz. To Olheiser out to the point for Patton. He sends that into the corner.
Mavericks full strength.
Both teams even strength as the Mavericks send that the length of the ice to get an icing call. Sabres 0 for 1 on the power play. Face-off taking place to the right side of Faulkner once again as Olheiser is going to take the draw against Logan Parker. Two former summer teammates battling it out in the face-off dot as soon as they fix the net. Face-off won by the Sabres. Turning sends that one down below the goal line. But it's picked up behind the net as Barrasso comes in, pinching on the play. Picked up by Logan. Logan Parker with it. He gets knocked off the play. As Turning picks it up, tries to get it out. Can't do so. And it's held in by the Mavericks. 1:49 remaining in the period. As Parker comes in. And we get a stoppage in play with 1:41 remaining. Face off to the right side of Luckenbill as they're looking at his net now. They're going to freeze that one down. Looks like they want to get some different pegs in. They're going to put the good pigs in instead of the old metal ones. Both goalies having issues with the net being knocked off. As the face-off is going to take place to the right side of Luckenbill. Barkley versus Olheiser. Won by Barkley. As Parker tried to get a shot on net. Out to the point. High slot area backhand. That one goes into the end boards as the puck is picked up by Bolts. Shot and a goal. That's going to be 3-0 in favor of the Mavericks. As that goal coming from Spillman, assisted by number 23, Colin Bolts. Face-off won again by the Mavericks.
Goal number 34, Josh Spillman, and number 23, Paul Bolts.
Spillman with the puck gets that into the Sabres zone as Barkley's on the forward check, turning with the puck on the far side. Turning, that one gets knocked down or up in the air as it was poke checked away. Took a little bit too much time at the blue line, had 4 other players there, and he should have just maybe got that one deep and allowed the forwards to come to work. Shot, glove save with 36 seconds as they let a second and a half run off the clock. 35 seconds remaining in the period. 3-0 is your score as the faceoff's going to take place to the left side of Faulkner. Olheiser battling Barkley. Barkley knocks it out. Picked up as Zietz is trying to shot. What a save by Luckenbill. Secondary shot is knocked in as Dressler came in on the initial shot, and Romero picks up the rebound. We'll see if they give Dressler the assist as the Mavericks find themselves in a deep hole in the very late stages of the first period. Picked up by Dressler. He tries to go up high side on Luckenbill. Luckenbill able to close off the short side. That one's going to hit him in the pads with 3 seconds left on the clock. Face off to the left side of Luckenbill as Barrasso gets it out to the point. And that's going to be the end of the first period. Sabres going into the locker room with a 4-goal deficit. With that, we want to thank you for watching Legacy Hockey. I'm your host, Tim Zander. We're going to put you on the Zamcam as you guys are getting ready for supper back home. Thanks for watching Legacy Hockey. Welcome back to the ice, and Dickinson, as both teams have now come back from the locker room. I do have to make a correction to one of the players' names that was listed wrong, incorrectly on the roster, as they had number 17 as Logan Parker when it should be Parker Logan. So I do have to apologize to him. I'll get it right from this point forward, as the Sabres will be traveling from left to right on the dial. Goals scored by the Mavericks coming from Barkley, Logan, Spillman, and Romero. Shots are in favor of the Mavericks, 17-8. A reminder to everybody watching tonight's broadcast that at 8:15, PSP Network will be carrying the varsity game. So make sure you join that broadcast as it comes to you from the YouTube channel. Now the Sabres with Max Johnson taking the faceoff against Velaz. Barkley with the puck as Essinger sends that. Essinger with the puck. Gets it to the near side. Try to be held in. Chafee coming out. Shot coming. That one hits the end boards as Xander picks it up on the far side. Essinger up to Chafee. Chafee chips that off the boards up high. As Shockey picks the puck up. Held in by Xander momentarily, but it's taken out by the Sabres. Johnson gets it to the near side to Chafee, up to Essinger. Coming down the right side, cutting to the middle. Shot, that's going to hit the pads of number 28, who is Hughes for the Mavericks. Battling for the puck down low is Holt, as it comes out to Zeitz. 2-on-1 coming as back check by Wetzel gets his heel on this puck just enough to disrupt it from going to the Maverick player. As the Mavericks send that into the Sabres zone for an icing with 15:40 remaining in the second period. Sabres are having to dig themselves out of a 4-goal deficit as the faceoff's taking place to the left side of Faulkner. Wetzel taking the draw against Spillman. Glove down by the Mavericks, held in by Turning. Backhands that off the boards as Dressler sends that deep behind Luckenbill. Turning picks up the loose puck, loses it as that gets knocked away by Rittenbach. And we're going to call offside on the Mavericks. Not sure why I'm getting the white out. I do apologize. All I have to do is move the camera a little bit. Usually straightens out. Parker taking the draw against Norrie. Face-off won by the Sabres as it goes back to Essinger. He sends it around over to Pat, and he chips it up to Olheiser. Held in at the point by Hughes. Hughes battling along the near boards along with Olheiser's. The battle of 28s. Comes up to Peterson on the far side. Behind him, behind the play. Now picked up by Norrie. Tries to backhand it through the skates of Eriksson. Norrie chips that one out to the point. Out of reach as Olheiser tries to hold that one in. Sabres battling down low. Picked up by Essinger. That one's turned aside by Faulkner. Puck taken away and knocked away from Hughes as Norrie knocks his man to the ice. Mavericks behind their own net, send him to the far side to be picked up by Parker. Excuse me, that is not that Shockey. Poke checked away. Wall can't get there. Essling picks it up behind, and it's chipped behind and picked up by Stefan as Essling picks up the loose puck across the red line. They send that into the Mavericks zone. Wetzel's here in the near corner battling against, I can't see the number, as Stefan steps in to help. Nobody really battling for the puck. They're just holding it with their skates. They should be really in there digging for it as it comes into the skates of Zeitz. Stefan sends that into the Maverick zone, far side to be picked up by Crosley as Stefan tries to get it behind the net of Faulkner. He gets sent into the boards by Crosley. Barkley gets across center ice, going against Xander. Xander trying to hold Barkley up. Good job by Xander to play the body. Held in by the Mavericks at the far side. Offside. Mavericks. 12:46 remaining in the second period. Scores 4-0. Mavericks. Faceoff's going to take place outside the Sabers zone as Max Johnson's going to take the faceoff against Romero. Patton picking up goal line. Reverses angle. Comes out to the point for the Mavericks. That's going to be a shot on net. Taken away by Chafee. Chafee trying to push that one forward. Gets behind him just a little bit as Turning picks up the puck. Turning gets knocked off his edge. Picked up by Dressler. Shot saved by Luckenbill. 12:22 remaining in the period. 4-0 is the score. Shots are in favor of the Mavericks. 19-9. Face off to the right side of Luckenbill. Puck in the corner as Dressler's battling for it. Picked out by Chafee. Nice chip off the boards by Chafee up to Johnson out of his reach. As Patton pinching on the play, gets it to Johnson behind the net. That hits weird off the Zamdor, stays in the corner. As Patton plays the puck, getting knocked off the play by Holt. As Turney steps up. And it's held in by Dressler at the blue line. Turning with the puck. Gets it knocked away. Poke checked out of the zone. As both teams trying to pull that one out of center field, Chafee gets it out. Parker Logan with the puck. He loses an edge, goes down into the corner. Puck's taken away by Turning, but it comes out to the point. As Holt tries to knock that one away, can't do so. Poke checked around the defenseman. And the Mavericks having to regroup. Puck gets by Crosley. Battling for the puck along Faulkner. That one gets knocked into the corner as Rittenbach sends it down below the goal line. Rittenbach coming in. Oh, that's Barrasso. He's sent to the ice. Xander gets a shot from the point, and that's turned aside as Wetzel's knocked down from behind. Rittenbach gets it across ice pass to Esslinger. That one's dropped behind the... As play is getting a little more physical here in the middle part of the frame. Esslinger with a shot. That one fans just wide of the net. Out to Xander. Back. Picked up by Barrasso. Out to the point. Held in by Xander. Cutting in. He tries to get that to Rittenbach, who is squished up along the boards. And Crosby tries to get a pass off. That's held in. Rittenbach holding it in. Xander. I don't know. That was still on the blue line. But I'll give the referee the benefit of the doubt because he's on the ice. Inside of 10 minutes remaining in the second period, 4-0 is the score. Sabers trying to battle back from this huge deficit that they faced from the first period. Essinger with the puck. Sends that down behind Faulkner. Over to the far side. Be picked up by Shockey. He's pushed off the play, taken away by the Mavericks. Velaz comes in the zone, gets around the defense as Olheiser poke checks that one. Comes out to the point for Hughes. Sends that down below the goal line. Behind the net of Luckenbill. Essinger chips it off the wall, but it's held in by Hughes. Hughes with the puck at the point. Shot with a glove save by Luckenbill. 9:15 remaining. We want to thank everybody who's watching tonight's broadcast. Go ahead, let us know where you're watching from. If I catch it up here, I'll give you a shout out. We appreciate each and every one of you watching the Sabres battle across the state, as this is game 1 of 3 this week. For those of you just clicking in, the Sabres will be back in action against the Minot United on Thursday and the Jamestown on Friday. The Minot game will be also, the varsity game will be broadcast by PSP. Make sure that you click in and watch both varsity games tonight and Thursday as Turning battling into the far corner. Stefan tries to get that one out. That one hits off a couple bodies, goes into the corner as there's a centering pass. That one comes all the way out to the point for shot Crosley to pick up. He sends that down deep as Turning tries to knock his man off, but the puck is taken away by Barkley, sent out to the point. Wenzel on the attack against Velaz. Coming down the right side, tries to pick the far side, glove side on Luckenbill, not able to do so. As that one's poked away by Wetzel with a little bit of an opportunity there. And the Mavericks able to get the loose puck. We're going to get an icing coming up on the Sabres. 8 minutes remaining in the second period. 4-0 is the score. Face off to the right side of Luckenbill. Face off won by the Mavericks. As Dresser dancing around the other skaters as Estlin comes up with it, backhands it to himself in the corner. Gets it up to Johnson. Johnson up to Chafee. He loses an edge, goes down, held in by Chafee as he quickly recovers. And Shockey tries to get that one out. Dressler knocked off the skates, or I should say he tripped on his skates. Johnson with the puck, trying to get around the defenseman. Knocked into the corner. He prepares himself for the hit as Holt comes in to help out. Puck comes out to the point for the Mavericks, but it's taken away by Rittenbach. Shot, that one's a save by Faulkner. Patton getting a shot through traffic with 6:54 remaining in the period. Face off to the left side of Faulkner. Zeet sends that around to the far side, picked up by Peterson. He tries to push that around. Can't see whose number that is as Barrasso gets knocked off the puck. Barrasso picks up the loose puck. There should be maybe a hooking call on that as Barrasso got taken down. Puck picked up by number 22, Schock. as Shockey gets that up to Logan. Logan gets rubbed off the puck as Barrasso bats that one forward to be picked up by Logan. Centering pass picked up by Xander. Shovel pass forward to Barrasso, to Rittenbach, off the boards deep into the Mavericks zone as Zietz comes in to try to get his man off the puck. Zietz working all by himself. Now he's getting reinforcements as that one's sent out to the zone. They're going to get Velaz all by himself. Nice back check by Peterson to get the puck away from Velaz. And Luckenbill able to get a stoppage in play. Face off to the right side of Luckenbill. 5:43 remaining in the second period. Still 4-0. Essinger trying to get the puck held in by Barkley as Ahmad was there to try and tip that one in. Face-off won by the Sabers, but picked up by Ahmad. Emmerd, I always say that name wrong. Chipped off the glass by Chafee. Johnson trying to get there, trying to beat Velaz. Velaz wins the race to the loose puck. Velaz skating more than 200 feet with the puck, dazzling the defense of the Sabers with 5 minutes remaining. As Velaz came from the near side red line and went all the way around and ended up getting a shot on net. Able to get through all 10 players on the ice as we have 5 minutes remaining in the second period. Johnson taking the face-off versus Romero. Picked up by Zietz, tries to backhand that up to Holt. Zietz with the puck, up to Chafee, near side. Knocked through his pads. Knocked away by Hughes. Chafee gets it around the defense. Chafee on the forward check. Comes off the wall. They get it to the far side. Zietz overplayed it. Luckenbill with the save as Arts gets the shot from the top of the face-off circle on the right side. Good evening to everybody watching Sabres hockey. A reminder that tonight's varsity game is brought to you by PSP Network. Face-off won by the Sabres, pushed out, picked up by Crosley. And Olheiser has the puck. Patton chips it up to Peterson. That one's poke checked away by Shook. As Zietz gets a cross-ice pass over to Norrie. And that one's pushed forward by Henley. Crosley with the puck, gets it knocked down by Zietz. Coming on the right side has Olheiser. Gets his stick on it, but it's knocked away. Into the skates of Patton as he's knocked that one down. Block shot. High stick by the Mavericks. 3:27 remaining in the second. Thank you for watching from Montana. We appreciate the support at every game that you watch. Johnson taking the face-off to the left side of Faulkner. Face-off won by the Sabres. Max Johnson backhands it to Chafee. as he's knocked off the puck by Emerd. Johnson has the puck, centering pass to Chafee. Chafee tries to pick the short side, glove saved by Faulkner. Comes out to Xander, gets it near side for Turning. Turning gets a shot redirected. That hits the stick of Holt and goes into the corner. Xander sends it down below the goal line to Holt. Holt, centering pass. As Johnson tried to backhand that, Wetzel coming off the bench gets it out to Turning. Who's going to shoot that one? That's going to hit Johnson. Johnson with it. Nice patience by Johnson not to rush the pass. Xander shot from the point on the left side. Wetzel battling for the puck. Nice move by Holt to reverse angle. Getting the Mavericks on their heels out to the point for Xander. He backhands it to the right side to Turning. Shot that hits traffic in front to Holt. Shot up high and into the pads. As Norrie and Shockey mix it up in front of the net. Shockey looks like he's going to go to the box along with Norrie. Coincidental minor. As Wetzel steps in to take the draw. Crosley trying to hold on to it, but that one's held in by the Sabres. Knocked off the puck by Barrasso. Essinger picking up the loose puck, bangs at the near side of Patton. Cross ice pass off the boards to Barrasso. Cutting in, that one's poke checked away. That's going into the corner. Barrasso tries to get that to the point. Essinger there to hold it in. Picked up by Wetzel. And that's going to hit the skates of Crossley.
This one penalty, number 19, David Norrie for roughing, 2 minutes. Dickinson penalty, number 23. Number 13, Lincoln Shockey, 2 minutes roughing.
Norrie and Shockey going to the box for roughing with 1:34 remaining as the faceoff's going to take place to the right side of Faulkner. 1:34 remaining in the period. 4-0 is the score. Essinger with the puck. Gets it taken away by Dressler. Still with it. Pad saved by Luckenbill. Picked up by Dressler. He's going to get a shot on the ice. That one's going all the way to the end boards with a minute left in the period. Up to Barrasso down the left side. Excuse me, that's Holt. Holt and Olheiser. Sabres not looking good here in the late stages as they miss firing on passes, overskating the puck. And Mavericks taking advantage of it, keeping it in the zone. 37 seconds remaining in the period. As Velaz battling at the blue line. Picked up by Johnson, 27 seconds, gets it to the near side of Holt. Holt around Crosley. Holt with it. Waiting for guys to get off the board bench. Centering pass comes out to Turning. He's going to get a shot blocker saved by Faulkner. It's 12 seconds remaining as Holt picks up the puck. Into the skates. And that's going to be the end of the period as Peterson picks up the loose puck and sends that one the length of the ice as both teams now get to the locker room. And we'll get you back to the ZamCam. Thanks for watching Legacy Hockey. I'm your host, Tim Zander. Welcome back to the ice, your Legacy Sabers. No stats in the second period as the score stays the same, 4-0 in favor of the Mavericks. Shots are in favor of the Mavericks, 25-14. We want to thank everybody for watching tonight's broadcast, coming to you live from Dickinson. Varsity game will be coming up at 8:15 Central Time, 7:15 Mountain on the YouTube channel PSP Network. Starting the third period for your Sabres defensively is going to be number 29, Aiden Zander, along with number 27, Jaden Essinger. And for the forwards, we're going to have number 38, Max Johnson, along with number 22, Cruz Holt, and number 12, Eli Chafee. Sabres get that down behind Faulkner. As Zander poke checks that pass away. As there was a hit late there by Jensen. Jensen battling for position in the corner. Out to the point, knocked away. Holt by himself, pushing forward. As he gets knocked off the play by the back check of Hughes. Holt trying to protect that puck in front of himself. But Hughes had just a little more speed and was able to knock him off the play. Chafee sends that one up forward for Holt to try to get there. Knocked forward. Olheiser in front of the net. Knocked away. Olheiser backhands that one. Still with it, centering pass. And that's going to be out of the reach of turning. And it's going to come out to Peterson. He's going to send that in. Turning with the puck, pushes that one forward up the Rittenbach. Has enough on it to get it down to the end boards. Peterson crashing behind the net. Right in front, and Faulkner's going to get a blocker or glove on it. As I'm all tongue-tied. 15:31 remaining in the period. Already taking the face-off against Barkley, won by Wetzel. And that one comes out as Brasso gets held up on the boards. Brasso coming in, battling for it, backhands it to Crosley. Wetzel gets it back to Norrie behind the net, out to the point for turning. He's going to shoot that one right into the pads of Faulkner. Faulkner doing a nice job containing the rebounds, not giving the Sabres an opportunity to get any second or third chances at scoring, as he keeps the score at 4-0 with 15 minutes remaining in regulation. One out to the point for Patton. That one hits the stick of Johnson, but Crosley tries to get that out. Patton with a shot from the point. Zander crashing in on it, gets it down below the net for Holt. As Chafee, Holt battling for the puck. Johnson gets it out to Patton. Over to the near side for Zander. Zander's going to shoot that through the legs of Logan. Picked up by Logan, knocked away by Johnson. Logan picking up the near boards. Johnson trying to knock him off the play. Johnson and Logan, both teammates from this summer as they play for the Dakota Warriors. It's fun to watch those two battle on opposite teams. As Holt comes in and lays a hit on Shook. Picked up by Holt. They're going to say is touched. Esslinger tips that one off the boards as Zietz tries to knock that one forward. Mavericks send that one in there. That's going to hit Essinger in the pads. Out to the point again, so that Hughes gets another shot. Sent to the far side. Norrie trying to battle for the puck, but Mavericks able to get it out as Hughes pinches on the play. Out of reach of Olheiser. He picks it up. That's going to go into the corner as Zietz is in front of the net. Olheiser sends that around, and that's going to come out of the zone. And we're going to get a nice one coming up on the Mavericks. 13:28 remaining in the third period. As the families are starting to fill in for the varsity game, we have a fair amount of people here for Legacy. That's good to see them travel to support their boys. As Norrie takes the face off. Comes out to Zietz. To the near side to Peterson. Out to Essinger. That one's going to hit Van Dyke as Essinger gets that below the goal line. Peterson coming in to try and disrupt the play as Olheiser picks it up at the half wall, gets it out to Zietz. At the half. Olheiser with the puck, fans on it, coughs it up. Van Dyke's there. That one hits the glass. Van Dyke with a point blank shot as there was a turnover right inside the zone for the Sabers. Norrie with the puck behind Luckenbill. Picked up by Crosley. Sent out to the point to the near side for Shockey to pick up. That one's high off the glass. Held in at the point by Hughes. Essinger sends it around to the near side. Olheiser sends that off the boards to be picked up by Norrie. Hughes is going to win that race to the loose puck. As we get a shot behind the net. Atkinson shot that one. Picked up by Wetzel. He has Wall in front. Wetzel still with it. Stefan tries the bouncing puck in front. Misplayed by Faulkner. That one bounced, misplayed, but it bounced correctly into the pads for stoppage and play with inside of 12 minutes remaining. Do apologize for the whiteout conditions that I'm having with the camera. I'm not quite sure how to fix that. I'm sure it's a white balance thing, but I'm not sure how to balance that out. Xander with the puck on the right side. Shot that's redirected by Johnson. He gets that over to the far side for turning. That one hits a stick. Bouncing puck in front. Picked up by Arts. Held in by Xander. Arts trying to knock him off the play. As the Sabres get that down deep, and Crosley's going to pick up the loose puck. Chafee in his skates. Reverses it to Barrasso. Excuse me, that is Holt. He reverses it back to Chafee. Behind the net to Holt. That one's going to... Johnson looked like he redirected that a little bit, but it's held in by the far side by turning. Chafee with it out to Xander. Back to Chafee down low. Chafee with the puck. Turns around, gets it out to Xander. Xander with a shot. That's going to be turned away by Faulkner with 11:05 remaining in the third period. Sabres definitely getting shots on goal, but Faulkner standing his ground, turning everything away as the shots on goal gap has closed, but the score remains the same, 4-0. Wetzel taking the face off. Won by the Mavericks as Shockey sends that to the near side. Essinger gets a shot. That's turned away by Faulkner. Picked up on the near side by Jansen. They're going to call icing on the Mavericks. 25-24 in shots on goal. Faulkner turning away all 24. Luckenbill turning away 21. As Wetzel takes the face-off. He's battling against Barrasso in the near wall. Wetzel tries to kick that forward up to Essinger, but it's taken away by Velaz. Picked up by Patton. far side by Rittenbach. Centering pass. That's off the skates of Wetzel. As Patton sends that one in, he follows his pass. Essinger able to pick that one off. Into the skates of Essinger. He knocks that one forward. As Shockey picks up the puck, but he loses it. Norrie coming down the left side, trying to cut around one defender, gets knocked off the play by number 20, Caleb Jensen. Jensen sends that the length of the ice, and that's out of play. Face-off outside the Sabres zone as we have 9:45 remaining in regulation. Norrie taking the face-off against Eriksson. Won by the Sabres. Peterson tries to get that up to Olheiser. That goes off his stick and down to the end boards. Taken away by Olheiser. He tries to get that to Peterson. That pops out to the high slot area as Norrie takes the puck away, picks up the loose puck. Shot by Peterson, hits Faulkner up high. As Norrie picks the puck up on the far side, circling at the faceoff dot, cutting in, tries to get it through the skates. Picked up by Zietz. That's getting through traffic. Shot coming! And we get a goal by Olheiser. Sabres putting pressure on here in the late stages of the third period to get their first goal to make it 4-1. Olheiser getting the goal. And Zietz getting the assist. We'll see if there's a secondary assist on this. As Johnson steps in to win the faceoff, back to Zietz. Over to Turning. Up to Johnson, cutting down the middle. He sauce passes that to Barrasso. That's poke checked away. Nice pass by Johnson. He found Turney on the far side. Zietz having to race for the loose puck. Backhands it up to Holt. Holt cutting in. That drop pass. That one's poke checked away off of Chafee. As the stick of Atkinson caused that one to go up in the netting. Face-off won by the Sabres. Johnson picks up the loose puck, backhands it to Holt. Centering pass. That one hits the side of the net, goes behind. As Holt and Johnson try to pick that up. And it comes to the near side for Dressler. Xander's on Dressler. Xander knocks him off the play. It was a nice little check by Xander to play the body as it comes out to the point. Mishandled by Shockey. And we're looking at it. Look, maybe a broken stick. Face off to the right side of Luckenbill as we have 8:15 remaining. Scores 4-1. Shots in have tilted in favor of the Sabres, 27-25. The Mavericks have not got a shot on net in the last few minutes. Holt, nice pass up to Chafee as he cuts down the left side on his backhand. With patience, backhands it behind the net over to Johnson. Johnson gets around the defender. Still with it as Holt picks up the play. Johnson out to the point for Patton. Near side for Xander, coming out for the shot. That's up high. That's going to hit Holt as Xander sends it into the corner for Holt. Centering pass to Johnson. Backhand. Comes out to Xander on the far side. Xander cutting in on it. Still down below the goal line. Loses the puck. As the Sabres still able to hold it in. Chafee picks it up. Patton with it to Johnson at the far side. Good handwork by Johnson as Holt and Patton come in to help him out. Holt with the puck to Olheiser. That's going to be shot and turned away by Faulkner to the end boards. Picked up by Holt. 7 minutes remaining in the third period. Holt gets the puck out to Patton. Over to Xander, near side. Xander, slap shot, redirected. That one gets through traffic. As Patton holds that one in. Norrie tries to get it over. Wrong time to change as Norrie tries to get it out. Held in by Patton. Nice play by Patton to recognize that Xander was getting a line change. And it's held in the near boards by Patton and Norrie. Mavericks Saber will get the puck out as Zietz is on the attack with Logan. Logan trying to win that foot race, able to get a shot on net. And that's turned away by Luckenbill. Logan showing his speed against Zietz as he takes the face-off against Norrie. He gets kicked out of the circle, and Romero's going to take the face-off. Picked up by Esslinger. To Peterson off the boards. Out of reach of Norrie as Esslinger steps up on the play, anticipates the pass, able to pick that one off. As icing call coming up on the Mavericks. 6:13 remaining. I want to thank everybody for watching tonight's JV game, as the varsity game will be on the PSP network, so make sure that you click in on the YouTube channel to watch this varsity game. That one tipped away. Zietz, nice job protecting the play as Arts was trying to win the battle to the loose puck. Poke checked away by Zietz. Gets it up to Holt. Holt with a nice job, able to tip around. Shook. Comes out to Esslinger. He's going to send that. Oh, redirected as Holt gets his stick on it. Esslinger with a nice pass. That wasn't even a shot. It was more of a pass. And Holt able to get his stick on it and to beat Faulkner to make it 4-2 with 5:46 remaining.
This one goal from 22, Cruz Holton, from number 27, Jacob
Xander trying to pinch on the play there a little bit as the Sabers get it into the Mavericks zone. Velaz picks that one up, and they're going to say it must have hit somebody on the bench. Face off outside the Sabres zone as Norrie steps in to take the draw against Barkley. Face off won by the Sabres, picked up by Peterson. He sends that behind the net of Faulkner. Bouncing puck in front. Peterson's right there to try to take a shot at it, but Faulkner is able to put his glove on it as we have 5.5 remaining in regulation. Put those rally caps on. We still have plenty of time to tie this game up and win it in regulation as Norrie steps in to take the face-off against Barkley and the Mavericks. Xander able to hold that one on, gets it knocked away. Dressler. Peterson with a nice job getting it around. And Dressler picks it up, gets it into the skates of Barkley. Both teams playing patty cake with the puck. Near side, turning way offside as Norrie was deep in the zone. Turning look once, headed up ice. Thought he had enough time. Norrie was deep in the zone. Johnson tries to push that one forward past the stick of Romero. Not able to do so. They're going to say the Sabres are offside, so the Mavericks are going to be able to regroup. Esslinger coming in, anticipating the play. Puck with Patton. Up to Chafee. Patton's going to hold on as he waits for Holt to get back onside. Out to the point for Holt. Shot, that's going to hit the end boards. And picked up by Hughes. Chafee with the puck, gets to Patton to Esslinger's shot. He tries to go short side, and that one goes off the blocker. Out to the point for Esslinger. He's going to get another shot. That hits Holte in the back to Patton. He's going to get a shot redirected to the glass. As it comes out again to Essinger. Shot, he shoots that one wide of the net, isn't picked up by Patton. Held in, right in front of the net, high slot area. And the Mavericks trying to get it out. Patton coming in as he... Oh, and we get a goal! 4-3 with 3:39 remaining as Patton beats Faulkner over the shoulder. 3 unanswered goals here in the last 3 minutes of the game. As we have 3:39, keep those rally caps coming. Unassisted goal to Patton. Patton made the tip at the blue line, waited for his teammates to get on side. They actually got a line change. He was able to beat the defenseman as he kind of tripped up and fell down. Patton able to beat Faulkner going the opposite way and was able to pick up the corner. Xander trying to hold it in at the blue line. He gets that deep as Dressler picks it up on the far, that's Crossley. Olheiser with it at the blue line, backhands it to Norrie. He gets that into the corner. 3 minutes remaining, and that one goes up and out of play with 3:07 remaining in regulation. Sabers on the attack, fangs down everybody, as they have scored 3 unanswered goals in the last 3 to 4 minutes. Holt taking the face off. One back to Patton. He's going to get a shot through traffic. That's going to make its way. Essinger, nice job. He was going to play that one pinch on it. He opted out of it. And they're going to call icing on the Mavericks. Mavericks in panic mode as they're now just throwing the puck away with the pressure that the Sabres are putting on them. But as I was saying earlier, Essinger was going to pinch on that play, but he opted to hold off. And he was able to get the bouncing puck at the blue line and get it into the Mavericks zone. And the Mavericks ice the puck out to the point for Patton on the right side. Over to Essinger. That one's picked away by number 20, Jensen. For a big guy, Jensen has some good speed. Picked up in the front. Shot saved by Luckenbill. Picked up by Chafee. Pushes that one forward to Johnson. Oh, one waved it clear. The other one waved offside as Johnson tried to stretch his leg. Johnson to Chafee. Referee was going to give it to the Sabres, but the opposite side said, nope, we're going to slow down this action as Norrie takes the face-up outside the zone 4. That one's going to hit the skates up into Xander. Peterson sends that deep. Faulkner having to make the save. As Norrie comes in there and gives him a little bit of a shower. 2:17 remaining. 4-3 is the score. As we have a timeout by Bismarck. Don't go anywhere, folks. These last 2 minutes might get crazy. As the Sabres have answered the call in the late stages in the third period and netted 3 goals. They've almost doubled up on their shots in this period from the first 2 periods. Looks like they're pulling Luckenbill as a face-off is going to take place down in the Maverick zone to the right side of Faulkner. Let's see what the Sabres coaches draw up as they pull Luckenbill to go 6-on-5 with 2:17 remaining. Faceoff is in the Maverick zone to the right side of Faulkner. As for the special teams, they have Essinger, Johnson, Nori, Chafee, and Holt. Sabers waiting for one more to get on the ice as Wetzel comes in. They're going to toss Holt out of the face-off circle. Norway coming in. Mavericks not able to get it out. Coming out to the point for Esslinger. Shot, block, glove save. Oh, that came out in front with the opportunity. That one squirts into the corner. Sabers battling hard into the near corner. Wetzel and Holt out to the point. Esslinger trying to hold it in. Able to hold the blue line over to the right side. Picked up by Johnson. Shot. He tried to pick the upper corner on the blocker side as Esslinger sends that one down. We have 1:48 remaining in regulation. Holt behind the net. Down in Gretzky's office. He shoots that off the skates of one of the Maverick players as Holte gets it out to Esslinger. Over to the right side for Johnson. Coming in at the faceoff circle. She shoots that low. As Norway picks it up. Backhands that. And Holt's going to pick it up on the far side. Into the corner. Johnson with the puck. Held in by Norrie to the near side. Esslinger shot on ice. That one's redirected to the end boards as Johnson picks it out and gets it to Norrie at the blue line. Norrie tap dances around one. Wetzel tries to get a stick on it as that one's pushed in front. Mavericks having a tough time getting out with 1 minute remaining in regulation. 6-on-5, centering pass right in front. Shot coming from Chafee, and that one's turned away by Faulkner. Another shot, Faulkner turning him away as that hits the player in front. Chafee gets it down low. Back to Holt. Wetzel getting a line change, coming out to Johnson. He shoots. Got a goal! With 47 seconds remaining in regulation. Chafee able to get the rebound. And it's going to be 4-4 in regulation. Sabers on the 6-on-5. Able to tie the game in the very late stages. Those rally caps, those lucky rabbit's feet are working as Chafee gets the tying goal.
Assisted by number 38, Maxie Johnson, and number 28, Maxie Olheiser.
Johnson and Olheiser getting the assist on the goal for Chafee as Xander picks it up. Over to the far side for Patton with 37 seconds remaining. Tries to get that thread the needle up to Peterson. He would have been able to split the D. As that hits the pads of Xander coming in. Is Dressler not able to get it around. Bouncing puck in front. Patton able to hold that one up. He's going to get that out of the zone. It's not going to be icing as Brasso and Peterson are on the attack. Xander picking up on it. Crossley gets by him. Peterson's going to try to pick that one up into the skates as Crossley knocked away behind the net of Xander. He has the puck 1 second off the glass, and that's going to be the end of regulation. As the Sabres tie it up with 37 seconds remaining in the game, we go to overtime. Sabres finally got out of their bus legs and able to put the attack on in the late stages of the third period, not giving the Mavericks any opportunity to breathe as the Sabres taking away all the time and space away, and the Mavericks not able to produce anything. Mavericks having to ice the puck, making bad passes as the Sabres were getting in the passing lanes and knocking down all the chances that the Mavericks had. 37-26 in shots. The Mavericks only getting 1 or 2 shots in that third period, and the Sabres getting nearly 23 shots in that third period. What a game. As we wait to see who the Sabres are going to put on the ice in the overtime period. Oh, we're going to a shootout. sending Johnson out first. Max Johnson on the first shootout opportunity. Johnson versus Faulkner. Johnson making a move. Shot! Faulkner can't get the stretched leg out. And Johnson getting the first goal in the shootout. Johnson with good patience as he was able to get Faulkner to stretch out on that one. As we have number 20 from the Caleb Jensen coming in on Luckenbill. Luckenbill with the save, turns that one aside. 1-0 in the shootout as they send out Cruz Holt for opportunity number 2. A lot of chatter coming from the Sabers bench as Holte comes down right at center ice, right down the throat. Oh, and Faulkner able to get his leg over and turn that one aside. Looked like Holte came in with some speed, was going to beat Faulkner, but Faulkner able to match it and was able to get his leg over. As the Mavericks send out Velez. Another pad save by Luckenbill. Jackson Peterson coming out for the third shooter for the Sabres. Peterson coming up to the puck, coming down the right side, now coming into the middle. Putting on the brakes, he shoots and he scores! As he beats Faulkner. And the Sabres win in a shootout, coming back, getting 5 unanswered goals. We want to thank everybody who watched tonight's broadcast and used those rally caps to help their boys come back from a 4-0 victory to win in a shootout 5-4. With that, after we get done with the handshake line and the prayer circle, we're going to turn it all over to PSP Network for the varsity game. Doesn't look like we're going to get much together for the prayer circle line. So with that, I got to thank everybody for watching tonight's broadcast as we were an hour later than usual for the JV game. But your Sabres come out in victory over the Mavericks, 5-4 in the shootout. I'm your host, Tim Zander, saying thanks for watching Legacy Hockey. Have a good evening and a good night.